Hello everybody and welcome back to the Rizdon Review. My name is Phil Rizdon and today we're going to be discussing the Apple Plus original movie On the Rocks starring Bill Murray, Marlon Wayans, and everybody's favorite mixed race crush, Rashida Jones. Let's get into it. On the Rocks is about a married woman who's afraid she's lost her spark. She starts suspecting her husband of infidelity and enlists her childish playboy father to help her find the truth. The movie is written by Sofia Coppolla. You may know her from Lost in Translation, Beguiled, or The Virgin Suicides, which are all truly amazing movies. And this one is no different, honestly. I've talked about this before with filmmaking, where a lot of stuff that I think means that someone's a good filmmaker is if they can show you what the message that they're trying to convey is pretty much in every scene, or at least in big key scenes of that movie. I think that is what separates, the men from the boys, or the just good filmmakers to the truly great and prolific ones. And Sofia Coppola does exactly that in this film. In the beginning of this film, it starts off with a blank screen, and all you hear is Bill Murray's voice, and he goes, "Never give your heart to any boys. You're mine until you get married, and then you're still mine." And that's exactly what this whole entire movie is about. That is what her whole emotional spectrum is about as far as relationships goes. Her father was this playboy, this kind of cheater guy, and now she's never really trusted men. That probably even informed why she married this guy in the first place. In fact, she kind of does mention that, about how he's a little bit more boring. He's not as spontaneous as her father, and that makes her feel very, very comfortable and very safe and nice and calm. His words in that first frame is what sets up all that, and that's what sets up all of us. We all have our own Bill Murray thing that our parents said to us when we were kids, and that has informed us into who we are as adults. So I think the fact that Sofia Coppola put that not just in the movie, but in the exact beginning of the movie really makes her a genius in her own right. And I thought that was just tremendous. Other than that, I felt like the directing was really, really solid. And also too, the cinematography was really nice. When it comes to directing, I feel like a lot of times, unless you're doing like an extreme art house indie movie or some type of like sci-fi or horror, a lot of your work with the camera doesn't really have to be that dynamic. And even in this one, it necessarily isn't all that dynamic, but she does a lot of, I think, distinct things that I really liked. The way she kind of shoots the city is really cool and really fun, and it definitely doesn't add anything to the larger zeitgeist of directing, but I thought that her eye, as it has been in all of her other movies, was really, really good and helped inform a lot of different things throughout the film. She also does really, really well with character development and letting you know who the characters are throughout the movie. You really get to know who Bill Murray's character is very, very early on. He comes in, he starts hitting on every woman he sees who are all his daughter's age, and he's this fun guy, and he's this art curator, so he has money, and he gets driven around all over the place. He never drives, and he's this fun guy. You kind of see all that right at the beginning of this film. She also does a really good job of showing you Marlon Wayans' life. You barely even see him in the movie. He's really not, like, he's in the movie, but he's so removed from the rest of the cast, which is a testament to, I think, the writing and, and the acting and directing of this whole entire film, where he's there, but he's not there this whole entire time. So he's this kind of background character who's still a main character at the same time, but she goes and she shows you his life and kind of the things that he's going through and how busy he is and how consumed he is by his work and his work that he actually loves. And Rashida Jones's small and almost non-existent involvement in that and why she feels so bogged down. The dialogue in this movie is really, really good. And on top of that,
just the writing in general, because the whole time, yes, like Bill Murray as her father is playing this kind of devil on her shoulder, as far as like, let's put a trace on him, let's start paying attention to his credit cards and all this stuff and everything like that. Sure, he is acting a little obsessive and it's funny, but it's a little crazy. But at the same time, there's a lot of suspicious stuff, you know? And I think that's the sign of the good writing, where it's like, it's not just initially you're like, oh, this is bullshit and Bill Murray's crazy or whatever. It's like, you actually don't know. It's like, he could actually be the best dad in the world, you know, at this point. But because of the writing, you're really not sure where anybody stands. So I think that was really, really cool. Other than that, I don't really want to spoil too much of the movie for you, but really well put together. Writing's good, directing's good, cinematography's good, the acting is amazing. Please go see this movie. It's on Apple Plus. They do a free trial for 7 days. See that, a couple other things, and just get out of there, because to be honest, the streaming service isn't really that great. But thank you guys. I give this movie 3 stars, I would say. It's good, but it's not that great. But it's good though. It is good, and I think a lot of it resonates with me, and it should probably resonate with a lot of other people, especially children of divorce and stuff like that. So please go check out the movie, and thank you guys for watching the Rizdon review. Like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you later. Bye.